I hate when you have to sneeze but it won't come out. Ugh. Hello, can you say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with that nose? Bing! What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. How's it going? So I went ahead and filmed a review on the, drumroll please, the NYX Total Control drops right here. So I filmed a review on this because I've been seeing a lot going around on YouTube about this, a lot of people talking about this, so I'm like, you know what, I want to put my 2 cents in on what I feel about this foundation. And as you guys know, I literally love NYX products. Like, if you're just starting out in makeup, like, NYX is the way to go. And like these drugstore more affordable brands, they're really stepping their quality up. I don't know about like the past like 2 years, but the quality that these brands have been putting out has just been A1. But yes, this makeup tutorial will be coming soon as well, so you guys should be seeing this in sometime soon. I kind of just wanted to test it out because I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like, but you know, sometimes when you think about something and then you put it down or you try to create it, it turns out completely different. Well, this didn't turn out as bad as I wanted to. It's not exactly what I was going for, but it didn't turn out as bad as I thought it would. But without further ado, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like, come join the fam. Like, let's be down for this cause here, okay? Thumbs up this video if you really liked it, if you like me doing more reviews and things like that. And if you want to see my opinion on the NYX Total Control drops, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and prime my face using Milani's Prime Perfection face primer. This is a hydrating, but it also says to minimize pores, and it is oil free. I've been using this a lot lately because my face has been dry AF. I've been kind of needing this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this. Okay, so let's get into it here. So first I'm just gonna kind of read what this is supposed to do. I'm reading this off the NYX website directly. From sheer to full, your ideal coverage is just a drop away with our new Total Control foundation. Fine-tuned velvety matte foundation with an included dropper. Simply adjust the number of drops until you create the look you're feeling today. Want more coverage? Add more drops. Buff expertly using the Total Control drop brush for a serious smooth finish. So I didn't get the brush. I just didn't find that it's necessary. I find with a lot of like foundations, the brands try to get you to buy the brush. I don't feel that's really necessary. So what I'm gonna do is do what a normal person would do. I'm going to do a beauty blender on this side, and I'm going to use just this regular buffer brush on this side, and I'm going to apply the product to the skin. And essentially it sounds like what this does is that you can kind of range your coverage. If you want light coverage, you'll do less drops. If you want full coverage, you'll do more drops. I'm a full coverage girl. As some of you may know, I love full coverage. It's like my thing. So of course I'm going to be dropping more drops ever possibly needed. But yeah, I'm gonna use a lot of this most likely because it sounds so liquidy. But yeah, I just want to see how it blends out, how it feels on the skin, because I did swatch this on my hand when I was in Ulta, and I used this Carmel color by NYX, and it did oxidize just a tad bit darker. Nothing serious like the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, how it would literally oxidized to be like 2 shades darker. This was nothing serious like that, but it did oxidize to a slightly darker tint than what it looked like in the bottle. First I'm going to do this side where we're going to use the beauty blender. So I'm just going to shake this up. Oh yeah, that's like super liquidy. See that? It's like, yeah, that's really watery, I guess you could say. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of, and I know they said like 4 for full coverage, but I'm gonna do more than that. Oh wow, for a beauty blender and it being so liquidy, I'm definitely getting the coverage. Kind of surprised. I thought it was gonna soak it all in. So as you can see, this is pretty full coverage. I did about like 5 drops, and I put the drops right on my skin too. I didn't put them on the beauty blender, so I was able to get a pretty high coverage. I still see like my mole through there, but that's honestly not that big of a deal. My under eyes, I never really get any concealer, like any foundation really under my eyes, because I put concealer under it anyway. As far as like imperfections, let me do my forehead. Just a tad bit. And what I'm just gonna do is like 2 drops on my forehead, because we already know it's big enough. I have to say it's not that bad, and it's starting to kind of dry, and I don't feel like it's it feels kind of velvety, like it's not, and I feel like it's trying to dry, starting to dry, and it doesn't feel like really like L'Oreal Infallible full coverage matte, where you kind of feel a little bit of the weight and how it kind of starts to feel really dry, but it blends out like beautifully. So yeah, it feels really, so far with the beauty blender side, it blended out amazingly. It wasn't that hard to blend out at all. I think it's because of the formula is very watery. As far as coverage, definitely it's not a medium coverage. It's a little bit more than a medium coverage. I'm sure if I add more drops, I could probably build on this, but definitely it's covering any imperfections that I have. And I feel like if you wanted to go light, you definitely could, because I only did 2 drops on my forehead, and I feel like it was very light. I'm gonna do the side with the brush. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this on the skin first. And this is like a BS small brush, just a round facial buffer brush. You can find stuff like this like anywhere. Okay, so I did the same amount of drops, and it's starting to fall on that side. So I'm thinking I like this foundation better using a beauty blender, because when I look up close, I can see like my peach fuzz on this side. Compared to this side, I can't. The coverage is still there, but I think because of the formula, it's also making it a little bit streaky, like around my nose, even though I'm like using dabbing motions. I wonder if I try circular motions. Yeah, if you do circular motions on this, I feel like if anything, it's gonna buff it out. Yeah, so if you're gonna use a brush, don't use circular motions. I feel like this definitely works a lot better with the beauty blender, but so far it's not a bad foundation. I think it's kind of like, because of the way it's formulated, it depends on like the type of tools that you use with it. So my opinion as of now, so I feel like the side with the beauty blender, I don't know if you guys can see it, but in person this looks a lot better. It looks a lot more smoother. It's full coverage, yet it looks natural. It feels light too. As far as the side with the brush, I feel like it's a little bit more streaky than this side. So as you can see, this side is really smooth and velvety looking, like they said. This side is really, I feel like, streaky. It's not clinging on to any of like dry patches that I've been having. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the side with the that I use the brush on. And it also could be the brush. It could be that too. But I'm not really liking, because as you can see, it formed like this little line around my hairline. So I'm really definitely feeling the Beauty Blender would be a lot better. And I feel like here, where I usually get more coverage, like it just I didn't get a lot of coverage here. So what I'm just gonna do is add a second layer down here, just to see if I could build it up just a tad bit more. Then I'm gonna try this side one more time using the brush, seeing what I can do here. Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that with this foundation. This is definitely a type of foundation that you tap in. And I noticed that, does anybody else see like the impressions that it leaves? Like if I do this, do you see that? So brushes, using a brush for this foundation, because it moves around so much, is kind of like out of it. Because look at this. Like, do you see how it streaks? Like, no. So I'm over trying to use this brush, so I'm just gonna go in with the Beauty Blender. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up my face. I'm gonna go in with Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the color Tan, and I'm just gonna highlight. Then I'm just gonna go in with my handy dandy Beauty Blender and blend that out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the face, and I'll be back. So don't mind my crazy hair because I need to get it done. But as an overall for the foundation, I actually really like it. If you're using a Beauty Blender, I feel like this definitely worked best with the Beauty Blender. It smoothed everything out. But I'm really liking the overall finish. It's very lightweight, even with all the extra coverage that I added on. But yeah, I feel it's very lightweight. It worked with my concealer really well. It really helped blend out the concealer really well. That's one thing that I did notice after using that. It definitely, at the end, after all the powder and everything, it's a full coverage. So definitely a full coverage. You could definitely build on it. If you want to go light, you can go light, medium, or full. So they're right when it comes to the coverage. You do have different types of coverage you can definitely use with this. I suggest if you're gonna use this foundation, don't use a blendy brush like this. Definitely try using a Beauty Blender. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the review on the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation here. I would give this about like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 because I guess you can't really use this with a dense brush because it didn't work too well. But I give it an 8 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Deuces.